Okay, let's see how we did on number 4. First thing I did was I wrote the equation. Distance is the square root of the change in y squared plus the change in x squared. I decided to do 8 minus 4 and 3 minus minus 1. Either way, when you squared, you ended up with 16 plus 16 under your radical. So I got radical 32. Notice I decided to go for a factor tree because 32 is 16 times 2 and 16 is 4 times 4. So when I took the radical of 4 squared times 2, I pulled the 4 out and the 2 was left on the inside. Wonderful. So you have 3 more problems to do, and I'll give you about 10 minutes to finish. 10 minutes to finish. Please pause the video now for 10 minutes. Please pause the video now for 10 minutes and finish the next 3 with your group. Wonderful. I hope 10 minutes was enough time. If not, please remember all this is also on my website. So looking at number 6, when I substitute it into the equation, I end up with negative 2 squared plus 5 squared. Some people might end up with just 2 squared plus 5 squared or negative 5 squared. Either way, we end up with radical 4 plus 25, which is radical 29. This is in simplest radical form because 29 is prime. That means it doesn't have any perfect square factors other than 1. Moving down to 8. Substituting in after I wrote my equation, I have 2 minus 2/3 squares plus 6 minus 4 squared. 2 minus 2/3 is 2 2/3. 2 2/3 to square that, I'm going to change it into an improper fraction. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 gets me 8. So I have 8/3 squared, and I said 2 squared is 4, which is good. 8/3 times 8/3, 8 times 8 is 64, and 3 times 3 is 9, so we have 64 over 9, plus 36 over 9. Hey, we already have a common denominator. Let's add our numerators. 64 plus 36 gets me 100, so I have radical 100 over 9. This whole fraction is in the radical, so we have radical 100 over radical 9. Square root of 100 is 10, and the square root of 9 is 3, so I end up with 10/3. Those two coordinates are 10/3 units away from each other. Looking at 7, the last problem you had to do, when I substituted in, I ended up with radical 49 plus 4, which is radical 53, which is again a prime number, which means its only factors are 1 in itself, which means its only perfect square factors are 1 in itself. Take this time to be working on homework and do your very best and be nice to everyone. I will see you next class. Thank you again, Mrs. Lowe.